Don't speak until you see yourself.
We see ourselves there.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, it's the UK takeover. I am
we allowed
Timur
to call it that?
Hussain.
I'm Lucy. Oh, great. I'm Timur Hussain.
How did that happen?
This guy.
This guy next to us. So, like, I was going to say, this is a show that is usually run by Michael Hyam and Michael Hyam. Michael Hyam, I miss you. And Callie. But if we screw it up in some fashion, we're very sorry. I didn't expect we'd screw it up so quickly.
I mean, yeah.
That's how we do it in the UK.
It's shambolic. It's free. It's easy.
It's E3.
It's E3. We're very excited for that. I'm Timur Hussain.
I am Lucy James.
You might know us from the UK team.
Yeah.
From Troy McClure.
From GameSpot.com.
GameSpot.com. We're here to host GS Daily, so we're going to do a rundown of the big news stories of the day, talk through them, have a laugh, hopefully.
As we call it in the UK. Some bants.
Some badinage.
Is bants a international word? Eric, do you know what bants means?
Oh, no.
He's doing the hand wobble.
So your hand didn't get on the screen.
So I don't think he knows. But bants, some banter. A few micro bants actions in between stories.
So the story behind that is it's a word that we legitimately tried to get put on the Urban Dictionary and it got rejected because it was not deemed catchy.
I tell you what I did. No, I won't tell you what I did get on there because
don't.
I'm not allowed to tell you what I did get on there. But I'll link it on Twitter later.
Oh my god!
And people can. It's a great word.
Let's get into
the story. Starting with a big one. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Never heard of it.
Here we are on the website.
Nice.
Will Red Dead Redemption 2 have DLC? Take-Two responds.
So Take-Two exec Carl Slatoff said during a conference today that DLC is a very lucrative business model for the company. I don't know. Is he talking about single player or multiplayer DLC? Because that is a very...
That is the question. So this is a classic like Rockstar Take-Two maneuver there where they're like, yeah, DLC. But they haven't specified exactly what kind of DLC, as far as we can tell. So
he says it's running on a game-by-game basis, whether it makes sense. Rockstar has specifically said that's something they would contemplate in the future, but hasn't made any specific announcements about Red Dead or any of their other games going forward. It's a very lucrative model for us. It is a very compelling model for consumers because it allows them to continue to engage in the game in a way they are used to engaging with the game.
So if we look back at the history of Rockstar games, we can figure out the types of game DLC they've done. So original Red Dead had DLC.
Oh,
Undead Nightmare, which was a standalone game and also digital, traditional type of DLC that we're used to.
Yeah, but they also had a lot of multiplayer DLC. So
exactly.
Was it like Heroes and Villains pack, that kind of thing. Yeah.
So GTA 4 had expansions similar to Undead Nightmare, like standalone expansions as well. Ballad of Gay Tony and the one with the Sons of Anarchy style vibe to it.
I thought you were like, what? Charlie Hunnam, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that one. The biker gang one, which I forgot. Yeah. GTA 5. All up the microtransactions for online mode.
So there was there were rumors for so long that they would be getting single player storyline. I think at one point, like the voice actor for Franklin was like, "Oh yeah, just shooting some more stuff." Yeah. Sadly, stuff that never materialized. But then, I don't know if I'd even want to return to that world in a separate story because I felt like GTA 5 was. I thought it closed off in quite a nice.
But like specifically within the context of GTA 5's DLC, when they say lucrative model for us and it's a very compelling model, I get the feeling a lot of that is based on what they've done with GTA 5, GTA Online's DLC, which is microtransactions. It has been incredibly lucrative for them. When they say compelling, they mean people are still buying our game.
The thing is, at this point, so the sales figures for GTA are incredible, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're Googling.
I'm going to try Googling it.
GameSpot. Nice.
There we go.
But it's like, every time it tops the chart, and it came out 5 years ago almost, I'm just like, who at this point does not own a copy of GTA 5?
Right, so we've got...
I have 3, so if anything... It's probably just people like me buying it over and over again.
You just see this headline, Rockstar may never have a bigger hit, analyst says.
Who said that?
So, it's your boy...
Analyst.
You know him? Dave Analyst?
Michael Jackson had a lot of hit albums, but he only had one Thriller.
Captain Obvious is the name of this analyst. So it's Cohen and Company analyst Doug Kreutz.
Oh, hello. This is the same company that Carl Slatoff was talking to.
Wow. Symmetry.
The symmetry in the story.
But effectively, over 90 million units sold. It's regularly showing up at the top of sales charts, both MPD and GFK in the UK chart track. It's still like a sales hit. It's going to keep going, and that's partly because of online. GTA Online allows them to be reactive in a way.
It's a hell of a lot of fun as well, to be fair.
It's a lot of fun, but like it's such a great kind of sandbox for them to take whatever people want. Like it's weird because like when a battle royale game comes out, they're like, here's a battle royale cars game, and people are like, yeah, it's within GTA, so I guess I'll play that online, and they hooked into that. Around the time that Forza Horizon was doing Micro Machine stuff, like they came out with a similar vibe thing, right?
They did. They had and they had that one, and they had like the what was the one where they used George Michael in the trailer?
I know where
it was like the rich one.
Yeah, so like the money bags pack or something like that. But like they can be very reactive to what people want immediately, like trends, and really cash in on that and keep people engaged. So like as far as people, one of the big problems that the industry says is, or has talked about in the past, is keep making sure people retain their games and stick with them for a long period instead of just trading them in or just deleting them digitally. And there are very few games that have been able to do it as compelling and as like consistently as GTA Online has. People are still buying it. People are still playing it. I'm not surprised. Like, but what about predictions? Do you reckon for Red Dead 2 we'll get more online DLC or we'll get some actual story DLC?
So the thing is like Red Dead's story DLC was like very esoteric. It wasn't I mean, it was John Marston back at it again, but he was put in a very weird situation. Like, you saw a lot of the same characters again, but it wasn't a continuation of the Marston story in that kind of way, because Red Dead wrapped everything up so nicely, but left the world open for you to explore.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's so difficult to predict because you don't know what Red Dead 2 will do. We know it's going to be Dutch's gang, So Long a Ghost, but you don't know how well that's gonna wrap up. So if single player story DLC might not make sense for the story, obviously we're just going off the teasers and the trailers that we've seen because it's so impossible to predict. But they will have seen how successful multiplayer is, and the multiplayer in the original Red Dead was great.
Yeah,
frequently posseing up with my mates and just going around, and I think they've taken lessons learned from Red Dead 1. They'll have taken the incredible success of GTA 5, and I think they will continue to be supporting that multiplayer mode because it's easier to get the money in as well, because you don't have to, like, in terms of development resources, like crafting a whole new story, locations, everything. It's a big commitment to do single player DLC. Like, we saw games like Andromeda, they were like, yeah, we're definitely gonna have DLC, and then
read the book, baby. No, thank you.
If you want to know where that Quarian arc is, read the book.
It flew directly into a bin. And it's never been seen again.
Yeah, but so like single-player DLC is a very, very big investment. There's no doubt that Rockstar have the resources to be able to do it. It's just whether it makes sense. Multiplayer DLC, it is still an investment, but it's considerably less, resource heavy.
Yeah. So one of the things we should point out is IGN recently reported that every Rockstar studio around the world has been contributing to Red Dead Redemption 2's development. So that indicates that it's all hands on deck for Rockstar and Red Dead 2. So if they were planning to do DLC, it might be that, something as significant as an expansion could come later on, like further on down the line. Because if everyone's working on it, it seems like they might be stretched a bit thin as it is. But then that's just speculation based on a report. My money is on a little bit of both. I reckon we'll get loads, or we'll get a consistent drip feed of online DLC. I want to see horses barrel rolling through the sky online, whatever it may be, and events and that kind of business. And then we might get something like, here's the John Marston expansion story. But we'll find out in the future when Red Dead Redemption 2 hits PS4 and Xbox One on October 26th. Exciting times. Every game is moving out the way.
It is crazy to see every game just go, hold up. Don't announce your release date. Don't announce your release date until Rockstar do. Okay, Rockstar have done it. Everyone move.
It's just Red Dead's doing this.
Next story.
Next story.
We have to re-intro the show.
Yeah.
Welcome to GS
Welcome
Daily.
to GS News. GS News, GS Daily. The live show in which us two
the
Brits come in and take all the hard-earned work that Callie and Michael have put into establishing this as a legitimate, entertaining informative news show, and we roll up like, shine your shoes, governor.
Well, first of all, I'm from the north of England.
Yeah, I'm from Pakistan, so I don't know where that came from.
Right, next story. Rage
is
2 co-developer Avalanche Studios has been acquired by entertainment company Nordisk Film.
I'm not a fan of Nordisk.
Don't they make the SD cards that we use in our cameras?
SanDisk. Eric, can you confirm?
SanDisk.
That's SanDisk. Apologies to Nordisk and SanDisk.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nordisk maybe want to change the name a bit. Nordisk.
Oh, the film company.
They're a film company. I mean, they're called Nordisk Film, Lucy.
I don't have my glasses.
My glasses.
Anyway, so they've acquired all of Avalanche Studios' shares in what the developer is calling a historic deal. They got a minority stake in Avalanche last year, and now they're paying 89 million euros to buy out the remaining shares. This is reportedly the largest acquisition in their 11-year history.
Yeah, exciting times for Avalanche. They are, I mean, they've been a consistently good developer. They make great games, but like their profile is just now starting to kind of explode in a big way.
Avalanche is a city on the ground.
So they're known for Just Cause. They put out some banging Just Cause games.
Yeah.
They've maintained them and been committed to them multiplayer, like talking to the community, which is a great sign. They put out a Mad Max game, which was unexpected and
not to do with the film, though.
Yeah, not to do with the film, but it had some really cool ideas in it. There were some elements of it that were kind of required some refinement.
Yeah.
And it just so happens that along comes a game called Rage 2.
I did not expect that. Very interesting to see the co-production there. But
It's an incredibly savvy move from both parties involved in terms of id going, we want to bring back Rage 2. And then looking at perhaps what Avalanche is doing and being like, this kind of works. Like this is a template for something that we could use and grow on. It obviously, it is also co-developing the game alongside Avalanche, which means elements that Avalanche perhaps aren't like strong on that we know id are.
Wait, so hang on, what engine is Rage 2 being made in? Because there is the Just Cause engine, which I think is owned by Avalanche.
Yeah.
Because that's the other part of the deal, right? Is like, surely if they buy the studio, they're going to get access to that tech. And you see a lot of times in films, like they'll use things like Unreal to actually like plot out shots and things. So for a film company, that's actually quite cool. Yeah,
I'm not quite sure what.
The original was made in id
Tech 5. Yeah, but we're not sure yet what the engine is for the second game. I would presume it would be if we're going under the assumption that Avalanche is building off what Mad Max did, it would be whatever the engine was for Mad Max.
I think that was the Just Cause engine.
Yeah, the Just Cause engine. But, it could be a case of id roll, because it is, they have a history in engine work, and I assume there's enough smart people there.
Open world? Like an open world
Rage was
very, very different.
Kind of, yeah. Rage, the first Rage. I mean, id Tech is a very versatile engine, as we've seen. Like,
you didn't expect this level of engine talk on Thursday morning.
So they could have come in and made some modifications to kind of improve that, and like I was saying, like they can bring the expertise in shooting and kind of like movement and that kind of stuff, and bring that to what Avalanche is doing and create this really interesting new game. The thing that interests me most about Rage 2 is like, it's kind of, we were talking about this the other day, right? It's kind of like stealth Borderlands, right?
They've completely come in and sort of stolen Borderlands lunch while
Randy Pitchford is kind of trying to do some sort of magic trick, being like, is it there? Can you see the Borderlands?
But where did the lighter fluid come from, Michael?
Now you see the Borderlands, now you don't. And these guys could just come in and be like, here's a game, it's Mad Max but crazier and kind of like Borderlands, bye. And then that kind of like leaves Borderlands kind of in a weird place. So I'm interested to see what happens there, because if it turns out that Rage 2's got like a bajillion guns and loot and all that business, like I would love to have a hard cut and zoom to Randy Pitchford at that moment. He'll probably be still trying to put like a rabbit up his sleeve or something. Like, the Borderlands is with the rabbit. Where's the rabbit, though?
No. So let's talk a little bit more about the deal. So Mikhail Wieder said in a statement that Avalanche's world-class team and company culture impressed Nordisk. They have exciting new titles in development and a strong IP in the Hunter franchise. Avalanche Studios' strategy will remain unaltered. It's got 3 studios now. There's one in New York, there's one in Stockholm, and there's a third one in Malmo, Sweden that just opened this week. All the founders are staying, so it's a good deal for Avalanche, certainly. And Rage 2 is going to launch in 2019.
Yeah, so it is a great deal for them. It's an investment in their future. I mean, we have a lot of studios that are kind of on shaky ground now, and it's good to see a big one kind of find some stable ground to work off.
Good to see investment in studios. More of this, please.
Yeah, so they have a lot of potential in that studio, and it's good to see that it's coming.
All right. The next news story on today's episode of GS Daily with me, Luce James, and him.
Jeff?
No, you're Tomoe.
Yep.
You can be Jeff.
Me. I can be Jeff.
Speaking of Borderlands, it looks like the original game is going to be coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Although I think Borderlands 1 and its Game of the Year edition are already available on PC. So unless they're going to do like a little spruce on that. I don't know. Let's talk through the story first.
Yeah, so this is currently a rumor. And my question is, what is the point?
Well, no. So you say, what is the point? From a business point of view, it is relatively speaking, cheap to put something on a current gen platform, sell it for $60, make a ton of money to funnel into development. For basically every time you see something getting a remaster, you're like, oh, where's that money going?
So I guess what is the point is the wrong question. My question is, why don't you just bang all of them together and chuck them out, lads?
The order that they've done it in. So, like, first of all, before we get into this, so it's the lead-in to the confirmed next Borderlands game. Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel already on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I forgot about that.
By the Handsome Collection. Borderlands 1 and Game of the Year are already
on PC.
But it appeared on
a Korean ratings board.
Korean ratings board has rated it. So at the moment it's still just rumor. So why would you put like 2 pre-sequel but not the original game? Unless there was something tied up in like a licensing deal.
Maybe, or it just could be like a timing thing. Like they needed those games at that time, and now that we've had a little bit of space, and they need to kind of hype up the next Borderlands again. They can't just be like, they will be like, we already released the other ones.
So unless you're saying kind of like Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel were good, but it's the first Borderlands that everyone is like, oh my god, it's the best game ever.
Yeah.
So maybe they just they held it back to
be as part of like a marketing plan, just pre-Borderlands 3, let's have something just in the bank that we can release, and this happens to be it since Handsome Collection. I'm interested to see how much they do to it, because we're not sure if it's a remaster, if it's just standard old Borderlands. I mean, I would hope it's a remaster.
I think it would be.
Yeah. I don't know, but that game, like, I don't know if anyone's played it recently. It's a good game. It was a great game back then, but it is difficult to play in this day and age. Yeah, as in, like, there's a lot of things that we expect from an open world game of its ilk that, were fresh and new back then, that are now like half measures. Like, after playing tons of Destiny and stuff like that, the kind of things like quests and the way loot is delivered and how you kind of manage that stuff, and even like the world itself, it's aged in a very visible way. So
that's interesting.
But I mean, it's a thing that for people who want to go back to and kind of jump into, like we say, every game is fun when you're playing with other people.
Yeah.
Except for DDR. You don't want other people in the way in DDR.
Flail, just hit people with it. Also, I like how you said, as we say, and I was like,
no one says this.
This is not a phrase that we say frequently. I don't know where this has come from.
I say it. It's not my fault you're not listening.
Yeah, true.
I'm just in the corner of just going, every game is fun when you play with others. It's just being ignored by everyone.
Yeah, everyone else has got their headphones on.
He's
at it again.
There's like 4 controllers in front of me, and I'm just waiting for someone to come and play with me, and no one ever appears. It's just me like, I guess I'll play this on my own.
So there was a Game of the Year edition on PS3, 360, and PC in 2010. God, 2010 was 8 years ago.
Yes, that's how time works.
I know, but like it feels like yesterday. I don't like it. It included vouchers for all the DLC packs, so you'd assume that if this was coming to current gen consoles, you'd get all the DLC with it too. I mean, if not, that's an absolute rip.
Yeah. Like, good Russell from them.
Great Russell. It also included a demo for Duke Nukem Forever. But instead of that, game. Maybe it would include a demo for Borderlands 3, which would be quite a nice little fun
That would
thing.
be nice.
Man, I miss getting games and having
a demo.
In.
I think I got where did I get? I think I bought a game. I think it was Zoe, and I got a demo for Metal Gear 2. I think it was
Crash and Spyro always used to have demos of the other ones.
Oh man, that Metal Gear 2 demo was incredible. I lent it to one of my friends in exchange for a game called 99 Winks or something like that, some new platformer, and it was hot trash. And I regretted it because I was without my Metal Gear Solid 2 demo for almost a week.
I had a weird thing a couple of weeks ago where I was thinking about, what game was it? Klonoa 2?
Klonoa. Lunatia's Veil.
Lunatia's Veil. And I was like, I remember having this demo, and it was because it was the demo disc that came with my PS2. And I went on a little weird YouTube hole where I just watched someone go through this entire PS2 demo disc, and I was like, this is the one I had.
Oh, mate.
But I had two separate ones, and one of them had the original Kingdom Hearts on, but it was only a video, so it was like an absolute, just like waste.
There's a weird obsession with Klonoa. I remember when, I think it was the latest Smash was being teased, people were like, put Klonoa in Smash. Yeah. And I was like, you are the one dude asking for this, and it is not happening.
No. But
seriously, though, put Klonoa in Smash.
Yeah.
Look at those ears, just slapping Mario about with his massive ears. That would be good. This Klonoa is a great. I think they released a Wii game. That was.
I swear they did.
Yeah, bring that back.
Yeah, there it is.
That would be. Oh yeah, great game.
Yeah, Klonoa on the Wii.
Look at him, bring it back. One of the most underappreciated gaming mascots. All right, next story.
So which one do you want to do? So we have.
This is the part of the show where you realize. Callie should be here.
The Pokemon story.
The Pokemon story. So I'm gonna get the image up while we actually read out the story.
Oh my god, what's happening?
Whoa, what's happening here? All right.
So,
a Pokemon Gold demo from 1997 has been found, and it's got a whole load of unused Pokemon in it. So the next hour and a half will be spent going one by one through these Pokemon.
Pixel
and figuring out
zoom in.
or unused.
Zoom and enhance.
Mankey's butt right there. I like how it's just everyone turned around, like Psyduck, Sassduck over here is a Persian, not looking very happy either. So,
hang on, what is the story? The Space World demo is a beta. British, so I'm sorry I say beta, version of Pokemon Gold has been found by the Cutting Room Floor, which is an excellent website if you just want to lose yourself for about a half hour. It's a good website. It basically finds cut content from video games.
Lose yourself in the Pokemon moment.
Anyway, so it's playable, this demo. The Cutting Room Floor is currently working to translate it into English. This link is unpronounceable, but you can find it. Oh, this was a note from me that I wasn't supposed to read out loud. But if you go to @Xkeepah XKEEPAH on Twitter, they've got a link to it.
Yeah. I want to click the link just to see how unpronounceable it is. I'll accept any challenge. Oh, there's no link here.
That's the link.
No.
Okay. To the thing. Okay. Anyway, so
I was defeated by a link.
So this discovery includes this massive list of Pokemon sprites that features unused designs, evolutions and pre-evolutions of existing Pokemon, and the legendary dogs.
Oh.
Legendary dogs.
Yeah.
Where are they?
They'll be near the bottom. Yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah, these are a couple of these. What is that?
Who are these lads?
Who is this lad? Some of these are I've seen this one before in a follow-up game. My knowledge of Pokemon after the original 151 is pretty bad.
Who is that?
Which one?
Look
at this guy. Look with his jaw sticking out.
This demo is from 1997. Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Oh
my god. Pokemon Gold and Silver came out in 1999. Which is also available.
Look at this guy.
I've lost them all. Here I am trying to go through the story, and Timur's like, that looks like
Look at this dude. To be fair, these could have all showed up in different Pokemon games since, because I imagine they reuse it. But like, here's the legendary dogs. Yeah, like here's nice. Togepi. Like a lot of these are like reused, but like there's a few Pokemon games which
What's
I skipped out on.
That Jigglypuff looking thing there.
This one.
It looks like a star.
Yeah.
Or a circle.
This
guy looks like the Ditto version of like a.
All right,
squirrel.
we're gonna play the game where you come up with names for Pokemon that you don't know. What is this one called?
I was gonna Starpuff.
That's a good one. I like that one. All right, I'm gonna go. What's this one called?
Oh, that's an actual Pokemon.
Yeah, but do you remember it though?
Absolutely not.
That is I think that's a Chikorita.
Oh yeah.
What is this one called?
That's a Ditto.
No,
that's a Ditto from behind.
That's not. That's called a Sludge Ass. So.
Or it could be a
unlucky.
No, it's a Ditto.
I'm just Oh, here he is.
So
the absolute best.
What's that? Has he got a little?
What? No, that's his tail. Okay. That is his tail. Do not. This is a family-friendly show. He is looking at us with eyes, being like, "Don't do this." Gengar is the best Pokemon. If you want to fight me about it, don't even bother, because you will lose.
Because you've got a Gengar.
I've got a Gengar. Have you seen Gengar? You showed me this actually. I don't know why I asked you.
That was a great little turnaround, because I was the one who showed it to
Internet.
you about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah. Have you seen Gengar in? Is it in the?
It's in the Let's Go.
It's in the Eevee and Pikachu game, where he is gigantic.
He's just following you around.
But he's like 3 times the size of the player character.
Oh no! What's even better is the player character has an Eevee like on her head,
and the Eevee is like a pixel. Like this massive Gengar is just behind him, like ear to ear grin. Oh god, I love Gengar. Look at the Haunter. He's like throwing up hands.
Hey,
I'm about to drop a mixtape. Please buy it. You find it on the ethereal plane. So if you want to play, if you want to follow that link,
at XKEEPAH on Twitter.
Keep up. So Pop Discovery, a massive list of Pokemon sprites that featured unused designs. Okay, cool.
Is that Mankey or not Mankey?
That's Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee.
Look at him. Look how far his legs up over his head.
Yes, I mean I can't do that. I mean he's based on Bruce Lee,
That's true. That's true.
Real Pokemon
game. It took me
a
worryingly long amount of time to figure that out.
Chan and Lee.
Yep.
Yeah, that was everyone's kind of go-to trivia about Pokemon for a while. Wow, look at the hench, my champ. What a lad.
What's that? Is that Weeping Bell just eating itself?
Sometimes when life gets too hard, just eat yourself. As Weeping Bell.
Is that as we always say?
As we always say in the UK office. I loved that one Primeape episode of the Pokemon series where he absolutely dunked on everyone. He was beating the life out of everyone. I think Ash caught the Mankey, and I think Ash had a Mankey or a Primeape at one point. He did have a best episode? I don't know. Like, most emotional episode was when Pidgeotto left. That was so sad.
Sorry, I'm just like the fact that you're volunteering all this information. Like, I didn't ask. And you're just like, I'm just going to talk you through my trauma.
It was the first, one of the first Pokemon that Ash caught was a Pidgey.
He
trained it up, and then it left. Like an absolute, I was going to swear there, but like, show some loyalty.
Like an absolute weak.
Butterfree did it as well. I think Butterfree just ran off after a little while.
No, Butterfree fell in love.
Yeah, so... Whatever, innit? Ash has got multiple Pokeballs. Get the misses in the other one.
They can share one.
Yeah. You can have a good time in one Pokeball. There's enough space in there. Make little baby freeze.
All right, we should probably wrap up now before we get too deep into what Pokemon stories made us cry. Well, thank you for watching this episode of GS Daily. Probably tomorrow it'll be a lot more streamlined.
On point.
Because we're not going to be on it. But thank you for watching. You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Lucy James Games.
I'm at TomorH. Talk to me about Pokemon.
Share your Pokemon trauma stories with us. We're very interested. The bit where Charmander almost dies. Anyway.
Hey, first episode where Pikachu is just lying there, almost dead. I nearly cried. I did cry. I'm not too proud to admit I cried.
Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.